Hey there, I'm Bill, co-founder of AircraftIQ, and today we're going to talk about squawks. What are they? What are they used for? Why do we need them? And here to talk to us about aircraft squawks is co-founder of AircraftIQ, Brad. Hi, Brad.
Hello.
All right, so what is a squawk? Why do we call it that? What do they do? What are they used for?
I have no idea why they call it a squawk, except I guess the pilots sometimes sound like parrots when we're complaining about things. But it's an aircraft discrepancy, right? Anything that's not quite right with the airplane, big or small. We call it squawks. In Canada, they call them snags. I think they're called something else in England. But yeah, in the US, they're often referred to as squawks, but they're aircraft discrepancies.
All right, so traditionally, what are some ways that pilots, aircraft owners would manage squawks?
They don't, for the most part. A lot of the times they just keep a running tally in their head of everything that's wrong with the airplane, or they'll write it down on a notepad or an Apple Note. Like that's what I was using for a while, was just an Apple Note. Originally I had my own squawk list that I just had on my own note, and then once that kind of got unwieldy, I put it into a shared Apple Note with my mechanics. That way he could add things to it that he discovered during various different whatever maintenance events and everything like that. But yeah, the modern world, it's Apple Notes. It used to be the napkin too. You write them down on a napkin or a piece of paper or your notepad or whatever. But there's no real universal way to manage or maintain that.
Okay, so we've got your Bonanza here.
Yeah.
Is there an example of a squawk that you could show us?
Most of mine are internal. Most of mine are avionics.
Okay.
Let me think if there's anything external.
Well, there's one on the Cardinal.
Let me look at my list. Yeah, there is one on the Cardinal. Let me look at my squawk list here real quick. Hang on. This is not scripted, by the way. This is why the squawk record is important, because I forget what... Oh yeah, I can show you the armrest. So, if you look at the armrest here, that armrest needs a little bit of work. Here, let me go and, yeah. The armrest needs work, and you just saw one of the other things that needs to be done is that door piston needs to be replaced at the bottom. Normally that door is supposed to be held fully open. So that's two items I have on my squawk list. So I'm going to go into my airplane's squawks section now. So here's squawks. I have all these deferred because they're non-grounding. So you can see I've got pilot armrest.
Which is so the pilot armrest is a good example of a deferred squawk, which means it's not going to stop the airplane from flying. It's just something that you want to fix at some point.
Right, exactly. It's on my to-do list, basically. You can see the cockpit interior panels. I need to replace the placard at some point. So I'm going to now request a quote on all of these that I want done. Here's all my deferred squawks. So let's see, pilot armrest needs work, left-hand interior, need to replace the placard, the main cabin door steward. Okay, that's all good. Next on that, I'm gonna just send it to myself, so that way, again, we don't bother my maintainer, who I love very much. So next, there we go. All right, and we'll request that quote. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Now I can, if I had sent that to my actual mechanic, he could go through and give me a quote on it and tell me what time he could take the airplane and when and everything like that, and how long it would take.
And then once the squawk is taken care of, how do you handle that? Do you mark it complete and it goes away? Do you mark it complete and it stays there to show a record of that?
Yeah, so when you complete the maintenance event, you mark those squawks complete automatically through that. And when you do that, those squawks get moved from the squawks page to the maintenance history page. So there's always a record of all the squawks that have been resolved. So if we look at, for example, the Cardinal here, if I go to my maintenance history, so here, the squawks that you're looking at right now are the tire and tube that was replaced. So that was a grounding item that we put on the Cardinal when it happened. The baggage door spring needed to be replaced. That's easy. So you can see that I manually logged these ones just because these were entered before the tools that you have available to you now were available.
Awesome. Brad, thank you for that look into aircraft squawks. For more information, go to aircraft-iq.com. Your trial is waiting there for you. Thanks, Brad.
See ya.